Standard business advice starts with 3 steps: invent a totally original product, write a massive business plan, and retire early on passive income. Following this conventional path practically guarantees failure. The playbooks used by the founders of Gymshark and Shopify suggest a radically different reality. By analyzing how these empires were actually built, a remarkably simple, chaotic pattern emerges. Building a billion-dollar empire requires mastering a set of counterintuitive rules that contradict almost everything taught in business school. There is a widespread belief that the only way to reach billionaire status is to invent a completely original, never-before-seen product. Investor Monish Pabrai uses a different mental model called the Danto method. At its core is cloning, the deliberate strategy of identifying a business that already works and copying it. This chart highlights the mathematical advantage of cloning. While original ideas face high mortality rates, copying a proven business model puts a founder 90% ahead of the rest of humanity from day one. Jimmy Donaldson, known as Mr. Beast, used this logic to dominate YouTube. He identified high-performing video formats that already existed, then cloned and optimized them with more precision than any other creator. Gymshark founder Ben Francis built 7 failed fitness apps and a social network before he stopped trying to invent something new. He pivoted to making gym clothes simply because he understood the gym community and saw a gap in the market. This illustrates a key principle. Cloning allows a founder to skip the expensive risk of invention and focus entirely on execution within a market that has already proven to be profitable. Many aspiring founders believe they need an 80-page business plan and millions in venture capital before they can launch. Shopify president Harley Finkelstein argues that the barrier to entry has vanished. A modern global business can be launched today for the price of a couple of Starbucks coffees. Airbnb started without a master plan to disrupt the travel industry. Brian Chesky and his co-founders literally just rented out an airbed to pay their own rent. Successful CEOs define failure as a rapid discovery process to identify what doesn't work. Each mistake provides the data necessary to refine the next experiment. Over-planning often serves as a form of procrastination. Billion-dollar empires are typically the result of taking rapid, cheap first steps, rather than executing a polished corporate strategy. Internet gurus often promise a way to hack the system and achieve success through passive income. Early-stage founders usually have to actively bleed for their first $1 million before they can even consider the concept of passive wealth. The scale of Mr. Beast's success requires him to lose millions on video production, manage thousands of hate comments, and sacrifice his mental health to solve massive logistical problems. Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi notes that the industry is becoming more open about the necessity of extreme hard work. The idea that significant success can be achieved without it is increasingly recognized as a fallacy. Building a massive business requires an obsessive focus on solving complex problems. This level of commitment cannot be automated or bypassed with shortcuts. Long-term wealth is generated by shifting focus away from daily survival and toward a macro horizon. Tony Robbins describes wealth as the result of long-term pattern recognition. By cloning winning models, founders learn to identify the signals indicating future growth. This graph illustrates a common psychological trap. Founders overestimate what they can achieve in a year, leading to burnout. But extended to a decade, small actions compound. Success is the result of applying pattern recognition over 10 years. The anti-master plan is simple. Identify a passion, start for a coffee, replicate what works, fail aggressively for data, and obsess over the patterns for the next 10 years.